What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the Thursday episode of the Crawford Chronicles. I'm one of your hosts, PK, and we've got Homer Chris with us tonight. Bryles is celebrating a birthday, so he is taking care of his wife. They went out to dinner. So, got me and Homer Chris tonight, man. How's it going, Chris?
Busy, man. Getting ready for district to start for League City All Stars. I mean, so literally just came back from practice, ate dinner real quick so I can hop on. But man, besides that, man, hey, how's everything going with you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Busy week, busy week. But look, man, dude, the Astros are doing some things up in Arlington. I mean, they're doing some things. Right now, it's 5-1 in the third. And let me just make sure I'm not behind because I was behind a minute ago. No, still 5-1. So yeah, dude, Astros going for the series win. Right now, they are in the bottom of the third. Arrigetti's on the hill. So let's get into this thing, man. So me and Chris both picked a split here. I am following the trend of incorrectly picking the Astros series. If everything holds right, I will be wrong again. But hey, you know what? Like I'm good with it. Like I'm good with it. The Astros are kind of making a little run here, and I'm here for it. So let's start with Monday. Monday was just a complete beatdown, right? It was a 9-0 final. Emi started for you, and me and you we talked about on Sunday when we were picking our predictions for the series. We said, look, we're taking the split, and it really is going to come down to the Burrows, the Burrows game, and the Emi game, right? I mean, we kind of took Alexander to kind of continue what he did on his first start, which was the 6 innings, like 2 hits, and then we know what we're getting with Arrighetti, right? Like we just know. And boy, were we wrong on that.
Absolutely wrong.
Boy,
It's yeah.
were we wrong on that. Emi goes 6 innings, no hits, 4 walks. Now look, if you watch the game, after that first inning, I don't think a combined no hitter was in the call. Like, there's no way that you thought that there was a combined no hitter going to happen. The dude like couldn't find a strike to save his ass in that first inning. Right? I think he walked the first three. I think it was of the game, but he ends up with 4 walks, 2 Ks, and look, Okert comes in. He goes an inning, and then the rook Alimba, I think is how his name, Alimba Santa, comes in on his MLB debut, goes 2 innings of no hit baseball, strikes out one, and caps off the combined no hitter. So, what a game on Monday! Like what a game! What a way to start the series.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think if you would have told me that the Astros were going to throw a combined no hitter using Emi, Brian King, and then a kid making his major league debut, I would have laughed at
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Just because everything we've looked at or everything that we've seen from Emi, I mean, and like just to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, the one guy or the two guys that we thought that we were going to probably get wins from. I mean, obviously Arrighetti. Last time we checked the score it was 5-1. I mean, but we were all in on Jason Alexander, and boy,
Yeah,
that did
way
not go
off,
well. But the
way
two
off.
guys that we said, hey, it's gonna, these are the guys that we're gonna play it safe and say they're probably not gonna have good starts. Turned around and even though Emi had the 4 walks, I mean, he didn't look as sharp as he's looked before. I mean, you get the combined no hitter against the Rangers. Now, I mean, like the only person, the only team you have left to cross off the list of no hitting of teams that Astros fans absolutely hate is the Dodgers because you've already no hit the Yankees. Now you've no hit the Rangers, so the Dodgers have to be next on the chopping block. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it was just and it sucks too because like all this cool stuff that happens, it's like I'm never around for. We were at the Grey Wolf Lodge all day Monday, and I just happened to look. I'm like, oh sweet, they won 9-0. And then like we had a little bit of more downtime. Like an hour later, I pulled up the box score. I'm like, holy shit, this was a no hitter. I was like, oh my god. I mean, so yeah, I mean, like who would have thought it? But good.
I didn't.
Maybe this is. I didn't think it. I'm sure you didn't think it. I'm pretty sure every Astros fan didn't think it. If you did think it, then you might want to play the lottery. But I mean, hopefully this is the boost of confidence that Imai needs to start earning the 18 million that he's getting paid this year. Um, but I mean, hell, I mean, and I don't think you could have a better major league debut than Santa did, except for now we have to hear all of the Christmas puns for
Yeah.
any he pitches now.
Well, and then he was rocking a Santa belt, and they showed like his ass, like I don't know how many times to show his belt, right? And it's like, okay, we get it, we get it, we get it, right? Like I would, play on my last name, like I get it, I understand. Um, but look, man, the Emai thing, Emai's previous start, which was in Minnesota, like he was dealing in that one until the rain came. Like he was at four, and I think he ended up going like 4 2/3 on that game solely because he got rain delayed. They started late, and if you watch baseball, you know that if a starter gets rain delayed, he's not coming back in the game. Like he's just not, right. So that's 2 starts in a row for him that he's looked really damn good. Now the walks are obviously a thing. I mean, he got out of a jam. There was several defensive plays, right? Pena saved him a couple of times at the middle, right? Jake Myers ran one down in left center later on in the game. And so, again, if you watch baseball and you've seen the no hitters, you know that there are 1 to 2, maybe 3 different defensive plays in that game that are the saving piece of that no hitter. And Pena and Myers, got it for him. So that's 2 starts in a row for Imai. I believe now that they brought his trainer over from Japan, is what I read here recently. So maybe he's getting a little bit more comfortable, or getting that circle around him that he's a little bit more familiar with. So it's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. And look, dude, we talked about it before. Like, you really want this guy to succeed, selfishly for the club, right? Because you're paying him 18 million. But if this guy sucks, he's got the player option for 2 more years. So you're on the hook regardless. Like if he sucks, he is going to take the player option and just be a bad pitcher, right? So you want him to succeed for the organization. Hopefully, if he does succeed, then you can work a deal, right, to keep him here where he doesn't pick up the option. You just kind of rework the contract. But look, man, it's awesome to see. Thankfully, like he's, at least for the last 2 starts, he's come back around to a really good pitching performance of what we kind of expected. Now, the no hit, I mean, I don't think you're going to expect him to go out there and throw 6 innings of no hit baseball, right? But like, you want him to go out there and consistently be better, get better every single time. And speaking of getting better every single time, Jordan owns the Rangers. Like he's hit, what is he hit, 4 bombs already in the series? He went
No,
one
I
on,
think he's.
is
I
it
think he said
5?
5. Yeah, he said 5 in the last 3 games. I
So
mean,
I know. So he went one on. Okay, so he went one on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and then yes, 2 last night,
yeah,
yesterday. So like what? You can't hit 4 in a row, man. Like what are we doing here? But dude, Jordan's just owning, and he's hitting some bombs. Like last night, I think he hit one of dead center off DeGrom. Like he was getting beat on the fastball, and then DeGrom threw him a slider right over the middle of the plate, and he destroyed it out to center. So we'll get into Jordan in a minute. But yeah, man, that's how Monday went. It was a combined no hitter. I want to say that it's like the 18th overall combined no hitter that the organization has done, I think, or I probably have that number wrong. But like I know that the Astros have the most combined no hitters as an organization in all of MLB, and they've had like a no hitter. Shit, man! Like last year, who had one last year?
um,
Ronell had one last year, right?
I think so. It was either that or the year before, and then you had 2022 where you had the no hitter in the World Series, and then you had earlier in that season you had Javier no hit the Yankees. Well, Javier and friends no hit the
So
Yankees.
Javier and friends of the Yankees, Javier and friends again in Phillies, right?
Yep,
Fromber
and then
had a
Blanco had.
Fromber had a
Oh
no
yeah,
hitter.
I forgot about Frombers. Yeah,
Ronell had a
and then
no
Blanco
hitter,
had one.
and then in 2019, Verlander had a no hitter against the Blue Jays in Toronto,
Yeah,
right? So like you're sitting here, like it's like the no hit kings, It's like the no hit kings. Like it's an organization. I mean, you do really actually lead all of MLB in the most no hitters as an organization. That part I know for sure. So, man, it's just awesome. And I'm telling you, going back to the game before we move on to Tuesday, I didn't realize that there was a no hit watch until the seventh, because if you watch the games, like the play by play guys, like you know they're beating around the bush, right, about not trying to say there's a no hitter in progress and all that stuff. And so what they were saying that kind of caught my attention was when Alima was about to come in, they said, I wonder if he realizes like what he's coming into, right, or the circumstance that he's coming into pitch. And at first, it kind of took me like, what the hell are they talking about? He's just making his debut, right? And then they flashed the box score, and I'm like, oh, damn, okay, here we go. Like this dude, you're gonna put this dude out here. You wanted him in a low leverage spot, which is what you gave him score wise, but it was, hey Rook, don't mess up this no hitter.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like it's just it's crazy. I mean, like just yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's crazy the fact that even though like we may be at the tail end of this run, I mean, you still look back on the last. I mean, you said what 6, 7 years. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
amount of no hitters. Granted, and I don't want to hear no shit about well, it was multiple people. I mean, it's pretty rare these days that you have one pitcher go out and throw a no hitter by himself. I mean, with all of the analytics and all of the data that people have on pitchers and the third and times they go through the bat in order. I mean, it's a no hitter. I don't care if there were 5 walks or however many walks there were. I mean, a no hitter is a no hitter. I mean, so, and it couldn't get any better than it was against the Rangers. So,
Yeah, there was something
yeah.
that I saw. I think it might. I don't know if it was Vasquez. I think it might have been Vasquez because Vasquez caught the combined no hitter against the Yankees, and
No,
then he
no.
caught.
He caught the one against the Phillies. Maldonado
Okay,
caught one against the Yankees.
okay. So then Vasquez, and then of course Vasquez has the one from Monday. And one of the things that he said was he thinks that the combined no hitter is more impressive than the single pitcher, right? Because and his logic was pretty good, pretty like it made sense to me. Like a pitcher can go out there and he might just have all his stuff that night, right? A single pitcher, and there's nothing you can do. He's just going to mow you down, ground balls, whatever it is. But to have multiple guys come in, multiple innings, right, and still all have their stuff at the same time to get the combined no hitter, he said was more impressive than a single pitcher getting, because you can catch a single pitcher on his night. I mean, you can, right? But to have multiple guys go in, and I kind of thought that was interesting because like the single pitcher no hitter seems to get more, I don't know, airtime, whatever, right? And then the combined is like, yeah, it is a no hitter, but it was combined, and his logic made sense to me. So either way, dude, the Astros love doing no hitters, and then like you said, they did it against the Rangers, made it even better. And it wasn't a 1-0 game. You beat the tar out of them on Monday, and that turned into Tuesday, and it turned into the Jason Alexander, trying to come off of his previous start where he did fantastic. Where me and you said, hey, we kind of think he's going to go and do the same thing. He did the complete opposite. It was 8-0 after the first inning, right? Um, the one thing his final line was pretty ugly. Six innings, 6 hits, 9 runs, all earned, 2 home runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks. The thing that I kind of was impressed with was Joe Espada in this particular situation, right? Because I was thinking after that first inning that he was going to yank Alexander and then just make it bullpen the rest of the way. Like I really did. And I was pretty impressed and happy to see that even though it sucked for Alexander overall, like he just said, hey, you're going to go out there a la LMJ in the World Series, and you're just going to take it for the team, and you're going to go as deep as you can go. We're going to save this bullpen. We've got 3 more games with these guys, plus the 3, with the Brewers. So you've got 6 games coming up. We're not going to burn our bullpen in this one game.
No, I mean I agree, and honestly, like I was hoping you weren't going to say that because that was going to be my big takeaway outside of the Jordan home runs. I love the fact that even though he got shelled in that first inning, that he was still able to go an additional 5 innings where he didn't give up any runs. and I
Yeah.
thought that was a breath of fresh air because it was like the Joe Espada that we've seen before. He gives zero F's about burning through that bullpen, and
No.
then so the fact that he stayed with Alexander, Alexander rewarded him with 5 shutout innings, even though I think Blue Ball gave up I think that was the ninth run. And then the boys came back and made it close. I mean, so I mean that was the biggest takeaway. It was ugly. It was one of those games I was at practice and I just looked up at my phone. I was like, 8-0. It's like, well, it's a good thing I'm not missing anything. And
Yeah.
then later on, I get home and do whatever to look it up. I'm like, oh man, they at least made it close. It was 10-7. I mean, so to me that was right up there with the multiple Jordan home runs is the fact that they didn't burn through the bullpen because you were going to
Yep.
probably need it against DeGrom the next day. I mean, so
Yep.
because again, going into yesterday, you had no idea what type of Mike Burrows you were going to get. So and then I think that's a perfect segue to yesterday's game.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go into yesterday's game. Final was 4-3. Um, Burrows on the hill, like you said. You know, he goes 7, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 6 Ks. You're trailing early in that game. I mean, hell, the first 4 innings you're going back and forth with one run innings, right? So you're tied at 2 after 4, and that's it. That's it for scoring for Burrows. I mean, the first he gave up 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and then that was it. I mean, that was a start that like your offense really wasn't doing much, really, outside of the second and fourth inning. Okay. My
Yeah,
computer just went completely white. Sorry. Like everything on my screens went completely white. Outside that second and fourth inning, you weren't doing anything. But Jordan, like I said, dude, like he hit two bombs off of DeGrom. And we talked about it on Sunday night, where the last time you faced DeGrom was at Daikin, and you teed off on him with 4 home runs off of 4 fastballs, and Jordan's bomb was off of a slider, at least one of them. But the big takeaway for me was Burrows, right? That was again something that we talked about on Sunday. Was this series is going to come down to 2 guys? What is Imai going to do, and what is Burrows going to do? And to your point, I'm sure you're going to make is that like this is this is the type of outing that we expected from Burrows, right? You were losing until the 8th inning. I mean, yeah, well, you were tied till the 8th. You put up 2 and then you gave 1 back, right? So Brian King, I mean, look, the dude's been freaking nails for us. He went a third of an inning and gave up a home run, right? And then De Los Santos came in for a inning and 2/3, 3 Ks, and shut it down. So it was just for me, aside from the Jordan continuing to mash, it was the Burrows outing, right? And in this series so far, for me, has been the Imai and Burrows outings and how great those guys have looked. Minus the walks for Imai, but overall, those 2 guys stepping up, doing what they needed to do. And it was another game where they went deep, where you only had to use one. You used 2 pitchers in last night's game.
yeah, and again, I mean, you kind of beat me to the punch. I mean, so I think the big thing was, I mean, was the Burrow start, and I think that as of right now, I think we've seen enough of Burrows that as much as we would love for him to be that number 2 pitcher in the rotation that we thought that he was going to be coming out of spring, I think that he's going to be that guy that more than likely is probably going to be the back end of the rotation, at least for the end
Mhm.
of the season. I mean, so it's one of those things that I think a good start for him would be 5 to 6 innings, and then if he gives you 7, dude, that's just the icing on the cake. I mean, so yeah, he had. I mean, I will take 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. You said 5 strikeouts, and then I don't know if we had any walks or not, but I'll take that all day long from a
Um,
guy that like more
One
than
walk,
likely
six
is going to be
Ks.
my okay. I mean, I'll take that all day long off a guy that's more than likely going to be our, more of a back end of the rotation piece until he, matures his stuff to where he can move up in the rotation. I mean, but yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head between the Spada actually not, burning through the bullpen with Alexander, and then you had another 7 inning start yesterday with Mike Burrows. Your bullpen should be fresh. So that goes into tonight's game. Last time I checked, the score is 5-1. So
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so, but it just kind of leads me to the question before we start looking at the Milwaukee series, and it's kind of like our segue into the actual title of tonight's episode is you've had a very successful trip against Minnesota, and now more than likely with the score, I mean, unless the Astros have given up a lot right now, I mean, you're probably looking like you're about to take this series 3-1. Are you at the point, Astros fans? You can also comment on this when you get the chance. Are you at the point where you're like, that's right, we're getting Hater back? Um, um, you've got
Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown's about to be back. Lo Perfito's on his rehab he's already back on a rehab assignment. Are the Astros back? Is this the beginning of a beautiful, don't call it a comeback? Or is this one of those things that we've seen in the last few years where they kind of play with our emotions, pull in just enough to, be in the playoff race, or it's going to be something where by the trade deadline we're buyers and then we fizzle out. So PK, from what you've seen the last two series, are you willing to think, and the guys, like I said, we have coming back from injuries, are you on the Astros are back bandwagon?
I'm like, I'm holding on to the back step of the bandwagon as far as being back. Because I think any team can put together a couple of good series, right? I mean, hell, dude, look at the damn Cubs. And I'm not comparing us to the Cubs, but as for conversation's sake, like look at the Cubs. They were leading their division, and they went off and lost 10 in a row. Right? They beat the Pirates last night to snap their streak. So I'm not 100% saying that we're back. I think we're closer to being more relative in that division. Thank God the division is a disaster. Let me give you the Mariners are leading the division at 28 and 29. Okay, like they're leading the division, and then the A's are 27, 29, 25, 30 for the Rangers, and then we're 25, 32. No one cares about the Angels, right? So, like, thankfully you play in a weak division as of right now. Now, I think if you go this weekend, what are we this weekend? Are we home? We're home for the Brewers. Home for the Brewers. You take 2 out of 3 against the Brewers, right? I'm putting another foot on that step. You're getting there, right? Because like you nailed it, dude. You got Hunter Brown coming back soon. You have your real closer coming back soon, right? Jordan is just mashing. Pena's back. I mean, Pena went yard tonight to lead the game off, right? I mean, that's two days in a row where he's gone yard. Paredes went yard tonight, right? Walker went yard last night. I mean, these guys are, I mean, they're mashing. Now they're playing Texas and they hit them pretty good, right? We took care of them when they came to Dyken earlier. But I think you go and you play Milwaukee this weekend and you take that series. I'm stepping in. I've got another foot coming up on that step, getting pretty damn close.
I
But
like it.
to your point about what the Astros typically do to us Astros fans, I think is right on par with what's probably going to happen, right? Which is we're getting close to the beginning of June. June 1st is on Monday, right? They're probably going to get right up there, right, really back into the mix to the point of we're going to probably be buyers, right, at that time. And hopefully, whatever piece they bring in is a piece to get us out of the freaking first round, unlike we saw 2 years ago against Detroit and last year where we didn't even make it, right? So, they keep stacking these series wins, man. You really have to take in. You really have to take a look at the team and say this team's definitely trending up. So, like I said, man, to answer your question, I've got one foot on the bandwagon. If they take care of Milwaukee this weekend, they got Pittsburgh coming in after that. Pittsburgh, they're 27 and 29 in the Central, and like they've got a squad too, man. Like they're not like the Pirates from a couple of years ago where they got bums. I mean, they've got a squad. So um, they're not all the way back, but I feel like they're getting there. They're getting pretty damn close.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think I'm kind of with you. I've got a foot in. I mean, because here's the thing: like, I have to go back and forth and really kind of think. Okay, they are what are they? 7 games under 500 right now. We'll call it six. We'll say they win tonight, right? They are going into tonight's game 3.5 out of the division and 2.5 out of the wild card, right? And I'm thinking, okay, does this not look as bad because of how terrible the AL West is? However, when I look at the other divisions, I mean, your wild cards are under 500 right now.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just, you're 3.5 games out of the division, but then you're 12 games out of the wild card. I mean, the American League has been kind of garbage outside of a handful of teams. And then it's like, okay, well, they're doing this, and then, like I said, we've got the slew of guys coming back from the IL that should be here. Taylor Trammell, I don't know what he did over the offseason, but
Right.
holy crap, man!
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has been, like, I don't even know where this guy came from. Another fantastic pickup, Shoemake. That
Oh,
guy,
dude,
basically, you
awesome.
got him for pennies on a dollar. And these guys are holding the fort down, with Correa being out for the season. I think I'm with you, though. I think I've got one foot, like, I'm starting to, get the money out to pay for the ticket for the bandwagon. But it's like, listen, I want to see them play, like you said, I want to see them beat Milwaukee. I want to see them win that series. I want to see them beat Pittsburgh, too.
Yep.
Now, I understand, you're not going to win every single series. I mean,
Correct.
but, like, if they get back to where they take care of business against the teams they normally need to take care of business of, and not, drop games to,
The
the
Rockies,
the A's or
the
the
A's.
Rockies, like, I'm gonna, like I said, I am a little bit closer to putting both feet on than I think you are, but it's also like, is this just a smoke screen before, like, they become buyers at the deadline, and then they lose, like, you know 19 out of their next 24 games, and then
Yeah.
then we're in early October trying to figure out what we're going to do with our time because we have no Astros playoff baseball. But I definitely think I'm a little bit closer than you are on
Well,
their back
yeah.
bandwagon.
Hopefully, we don't have to worry about what we're doing in October for playoff baseball. But like my fallback is college football, so I'll be good. However, another October without Astros baseball would be terrible, like absolutely
Yeah,
terrible. Right.
no, I agree.
Um, to your point about the American League as a whole, there are only one, two, three teams, three teams in the American League that are above 500. The Yankees, the Guardians, and the White Sox are 2 games above 500.
I thought the
Every
Rays are above 500.
oh shoot, I didn't have to scroll up. Four teams,
Yep. Okay, there you go.
four teams. So to your point, dude, right? Like to your point, the AL as a whole is weak. You've got three teams that are like the Guardians are 33 and 25, then the Rays and the Yankees. I think the Rays just took care of the Yankees.
Dude, the Rays,
The
the
Rays are
Rays are killing
dumb,
people
dumb
with
good, dude.
small ball,
They
small
are
ball, small
dumb,
ball, small ball.
dumb freaking good, man. Like they're dumb good. So the AL's wide open, dude. The West is wide open, right? You just got it as bad as it's been for the Astros. You've got a stupid chance, man. You got like a
Yeah,
stupid chance to win the division. It's crazy. So you remember last season in July, the Astros went on this like stupid run, right?
yeah,
And Zach Short was a Dodger killer in LA, and you weren't losing like you had like 11 straight wins with Fromber pitching, and you do all this stuff to
yeah.
go into the deadline, right? Like these teams can get on these runs, man. Like they can get on it. And that's what you're seeing kind of right now with Houston is you put that Minnesota series together. It looks like you're going to take care of Texas in this series, 3 out of 4, right? Which a 4-game series to go 3-1, like that's that's a pretty
It's pretty
good
good.
feat,
Yeah.
right? And now you got Milwaukee coming in, so man, I think it's just the Shoemakes, the Trammels, right, that are holding down. I mean, Christian Vasquez,
Yeah, I was
dude,
gonna
the
say
guy,
that you got to include
Christian
Vasquez in that
freaking
too.
Vasquez, man, like. for nothing. You signed him late in spring, right? And he has come in and like solidified that pitching rotation, and he throws guys out at second. He throws guys out, and he's gotten clutch hits when you need them, right? So all these little things come together, and it finally starts to gel, and you're seeing some of the fruits of that happening. So I'm here for it, dude. Like, ruin the Rangers, right, by taking this series. Segue straight into the Milwaukee series starting tomorrow. Here's your probables starting for over the weekend. Coleman Crow, he's got a 0-0 with a 2.61 ERA against another dude that like doesn't get a lot of love, man, but he's starting to. Kai Tang.
Yeah.
Kai Tang, dude, 3-3, 2.19. He's looked fantastic the last two times he's been out there. So that's your Friday night game. Saturday, Brandon Sproat, 1-3 with the 584. Peter Lambert, another guy that we've talked about several times, 3-4, 379. That's your Saturday game. And then the finale. You better bring your fire extinguisher for Sunday, because Mizorowski is coming to throw gas. Oof. He is coming to throw gas. Jacob Mizorowski, 5-2 with a 183. And with Tatsuya Imai, 2-2 and 617. So there is your probables for the weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna just let everybody know Bryles took 2-1 Astros. He also took 3-1 Astros against the Rangers. He might be the only one that hits, and I hope he does for Astros.
Yeah,
hope he does hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
like you for the Brewers.
Yeah. Oh man. I was almost about ready to throw my hat in for a sweep until you said that the Miz was pitching on Sunday. That's tough, man. I'm gonna go 2-1 Astros. I think I like Lambert. I think Kai Tang, like you said, has pitched fantastic. Even though, like I said, every time I feel like this is my Yusei Kikuchi for you guys.
Yes.
Every time he pitches good, I just more crow I got to eat, because I was big on him, staying in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So but that's fine. I don't mind. That's good crow to eat. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Astros. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Astros on this. I think they are hitting their stride right now. Right, they are putting these games together. I mean, dude, the game that you lost on Tuesday. I hate when people say, "Well, if you just take this one inning out, or if you take this one quarter out in football, they didn't score."
Yeah, but you can't though.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you made it a game. The Astros made it a game on Tuesday. I mean, they made it a game late, and the game was ugly early. And I remember tweeting out, not the game we expected, not the start of the game we expected, but there was a lot of innings left. And yeah, you lost the game, but it was a 10-7 final. So, but they're putting these games together, man. This pitching staff seems to be getting better. These guys that have been trying to hold it down have been pitching a little bit better. I think Peter Lambert's due for probably a better outing than he had recently. Kai Tang, like, I think he's just going to keep progressing. He's got a filthy slider, filthy slider and sweeper. The Mizorowski thing, dude, like I don't know if anybody's watched this guy. Y'all need to go watch this dude. Go watch some highlights. This dude is consistently like 101, like just throwing, just BBs, just straight BBs. So Sunday's going to be, excuse me, a tough game. Again, another series where it's going to depend on what kind of Tatsuya Imai we see, right? It really is, because homer picks. We're both. I'm assuming we're both taking Friday and Saturday as Astros, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that happens. You're looking at Tatsuya to come back and continue on his Minnesota outing, continue on his Monday outing against the Rangers, right? Maybe not go no hit, but definitely go the 6 innings of 2-hit ball, 3-hit ball, something like that, 1 run, something like that. And if he can put 3 consecutive starts together, man, I think we're probably about to start seeing the Imai that we envisioned when we signed him for that $18 million a year. So I'm going 2-1 Astros with you. Sunday is going to be the obviously the deciding factor, and then you got Pittsburgh coming in, and Right now it's TBD for the Monday, or I'm sorry, for the Tuesday game, June 2nd. But we'll get into that on Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Real quick before we get out of here, an update on the official 2026 Kevin Biggio watch that we have started on Sunday. His last game, he went 3 for 4, and I think he had 2 ribbies. So I think now again, if you look at his total
He
batting
was leading
average,
off. He was leading off.
yeah, he was leading off and he was playing first base. I mean, so again, he continues to rake. And I think his batting average was what, 140 something, and then we interviewed him, and now he's up to almost 230. So I understand you look and you see 230, and you're like, oh, that sucks. But what I'm saying is, in the month of May, he's hitting like
That's
now.
right.
I think his batting average in May is like up to 360 now. So,
dude, he's been mashing.
Kevin Biggio watch
On
is
it.
officially on. Father's Day is officially what, 3 weeks away?
3 weeks away.
3 weeks
3 weeks
away.
away. Yes, sir.
And for if you don't know what we're talking about, is the first 2 seasons that we've been doing this, I have been saying, hey, a great idea for the Astros to make a quick buck would be to sign Kevin Biggio, have him come up over Father's Day weekend, have a big Kevin Biggio, and Craig Biggio Father's Day weekend. You could do a bobblehead, a T-shirt, have him throw out the first pitch, all that stuff. You can, the Astros can make a butt ton of money. And there's a chance, maybe not, maybe we won't get the bobblehead, but there's a chance. There's a chance that we could see it by Father's Day.
Look,
So,
step one is completed. They signed him.
yeah.
Right. Step 2 is call his ass up. Right.
Yep. So
we're
waiting.
We're waiting, man. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We love doing this stuff, man. It's so much fun. So I believe we will all be back on Sunday. I know I will be back. I think Chris, you're gonna be back on Sunday.
Yeah,
we're good to go Sunday. And I'm assuming Bryles will be here. So Bryles will catch us up on the Brewer series. We'll get into that, man. We'll see how the weekend goes. It is currently 5-1, top of the 6. Astros still holding it down, man. And let's see who's in right now. I don't know if everybody's still in or not. But anyways, let's let them finish off this series win. Go 3-1. Let Bryles win the prediction. I'll continue to be in the basement. Chris, I'm sure we'll have the updated predictions for Sunday, so he can rub it in my face.
Oh, I will.
And but until then, man, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Let's go Astros. Let's get the series win against Milwaukee, and let's just keep stacking series wins, man. So until then, I'm PK. Homer Chris. This is the Cropper Chronicles. And for Bryles, it's not here. Hook 'em. Regional start this weekend in college baseball, by the way.